Are you a leader or a follower?
I think I'm more of a follower, but I can lead if I need to.
Can you explain a little more, please?
Sure. Well, if I'm working with people who have more experience or who are natural leaders, then I feel very comfortable following them. I still speak my mind and share my opinion, but I'll let them take charge.
I see.
But on the other hand, if there's a situation in which nobody is leading but a leader is required, then I'll fill that role.
Why do you think that is the best way?
I think that the most qualified person should be the leader. If I'm the most qualified person, then I'll be the leader, but I won't force my way into being the leader if I'm not the best person for the job.
I think that is very reasonable.
Are you a risk taker?
That is a tough question to answer because it depends a lot on the situation.
What do you mean?
Each situation is unique and has different risks and rewards. I am not afraid to take risks, but I want to make sure that what I am doing is a smart decision. I also don't want to take any unnecessary risks.
Can you tell about a time that you took a risk?
I think that quitting my job last month was a risk. There is no guarantee that I will find a better job. However, after I thought about it for a long time, I decided that I was confident enough in my abilities to take that risk.
And what makes you so confident?
I have been successful at every job I have ever had, and I know that I could do this job really well if given the chance.
Are you an organized person?
Actually, I am both organized and unorganized. At work, I am very organized because I know that being organized is important to do a good job. But at home, I am not very organized. In my home, I don't really mind if things are a little messy or out of place.
So, what are some ways that you are organized at work?
Well, I put all of my meetings, deadlines, and other events in my calendar. As soon as I get a new task or set up a meeting, the first thing I do is put it in my calendar.
That's a good habit to have.
Also, I like to make a list every morning to figure out what I need to accomplish that day. I think that this helps me be more productive throughout the day.
Do you keep your desk neat?
Some people might think my desk looks messy, but there is a system.
Don't feel bad about that. I am the same way.
Are you better at anticipating or reacting to problems?
Honestly, I think I'm good at both. I try to think ahead and predict what problems will occur, and then I try to prevent them from happening. But I also prepare in order to handle potential problems if they do happen. At the same time, when an unexpected problem happens, I'm able to stay calm and deal with the problem.
That's good to hear. Which one do you think is more important, anticipating or reacting?
I definitely think that anticipating is more important than reacting. If you can anticipate problems, then you can stop them before they actually happen. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
That is one of my favorite proverbs.
Me too. My mother used to say it a lot when I was young.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
I'm a hard-working guy who likes to compete. At work, I want to do the best work possible, and I want my team, department, and company to do well and to beat the competition.
Outside of work, what kind of competitive things do you do?
I enjoy playing sports. I play on a baseball team with my friends every weekend. and recently I've taken up golf.
I love golf.
I haven't been playing long, so I'm still terrible at it.
That is how everyone is at first. If you keep practicing, you will get better and it will be more enjoyable.
I hope so.
Anyway, it is good that you are competitive because our industry is very competitive and we need people who are driven to succeed. Can you tell me how you make important decisions?
When making an important decision, I think it's crucial to take your time. You don't want to rush into a decision without thinking carefully about it. So, if possible, I try to take a couple of days to think deeply about the situation.
Can you think about a time you did this?
That's easy. I did it when I decided to quit my previous job. That was not an easy decision at all. I thought about it for a couple of weeks. I talked about it with my wife, friends, and colleagues to get advice and hear their opinions. And in the end, I made the decision that I felt was the best for me and my family.
What if you don't have a lot of time to decide?
In that case, then I usually try to go to a quiet place or take a short walk in order to think clearly. After I spend a little time thinking about it, then I just trust my judgment and instincts.
Could you briefly tell me about your work history?
Sure. After I graduated high school, I got my first job at McDonald's. I was promoted to manager after 2 years. Around the same time that I became a manager, I also started attending classes at the local college. In 2009, I got my bachelor's degree in marketing, and I left my position at McDonald's and I started working for Ford Motors in the marketing department. And I've been working there ever since.
Was it difficult to work full time and go to school?
To be honest, it was difficult, but I was highly motivated. I knew that I didn't want to work in a fast food restaurant for the rest of my life, so I pushed myself every day.
What did you learn from your time as a manager at McDonald's?
I learned a lot, and I'm grateful to McDonald's for the opportunity they gave me. During that time, I learned how to deal with all kinds of people. I also learned a lot about time management.
It sounds like you got a lot of good experience. Do you like working by yourself or on a team?
I prefer to work on a team, but I feel comfortable doing both.
Why do you prefer working on a team?
Personally, it's more enjoyable to work on a team. Working with other people can help us create better ideas, and it makes completing a project easier because team members can support each other.
That's true.
Also, when you work by yourself and are successful, it's great, but there's nobody to celebrate with. When you work on a team, you have a team spirit. When things are bad, you can support and encourage each other. And when things are good, team members can celebrate and feel proud together.
That is good to hear because most of the time, our employees need to work on teams to complete projects.
Well, that would be great for me. I know I can contribute to any team that I join.
Do you work well under pressure?
Yes, I work well under pressure. Things like tight deadlines or important presentations do not bother me. Actually, I enjoy them.
Why do you enjoy them?
I think that working under pressure is exciting and interesting. I would rather work at a job that had pressure and stress than a job that was boring and the same every day.
I can understand that. Does your current job have a lot of pressure?
There are many tight deadlines and stressful situations at my current job, and I enjoy working there.
Then why are you trying to leave?
There are no management positions currently available, and I feel that I am ready to become a manager.
During university, how did you spend your vacations?
I worked every vacation in order to have enough money for the next semester.
Where did you work?
I worked at a restaurant in my hometown as a dishwasher.
That sounds like hard work.
It was hard, but I think that job taught me a lot of useful lessons. It showed me how hard it is to make money in this world. It also gave me the motivation to study harder because I knew that I didn't want to wash dishes my whole life.
And what did you do when you weren't working?
I would either see my old friends from high school or I would prepare for my next semester's classes. I always bought the textbooks early so I could prepare.
That must be why you got such great scores in university.
Have you ever been fired?
To be perfectly honest, yes, I have.
Can you tell me about what happened?
At my previous job, I had trouble working with my manager. My manager constantly micromanaged the staff, and if any staff member made a mistake, he would yell at them in front of everyone. One time, he started yelling at me and insulting my work, and I told him honestly that I didn't think it was my fault. Later, he told me that if I argued with him again in front of other people, that he would fire me.
So, what happened?
The next time he got angry with me, I argued with him again. I felt like he was a bully and that I needed to stand up to him.
Do you regret how you handled the situation?
Not at all. I refuse to be treated that way. Actually, after I was fired, 3 other staff members ended up quitting because they realized it was not a healthy work environment.
Have you ever been let go from a job?
Yes, I've been laid off from a job. I was laid off from the second company that I worked at after working there for 3 years.
Can you tell me what happened?
The company I worked for was bought by another company. The two companies merged together, so there were a lot of redundancies. The company offered to keep me, but they wanted me to take a 20% salary cut. I refused to take the salary cut, and I was let go.
So you weren't let go for your performance or any disciplinary issues.
No, I was not. My manager helped me find a new job, and I still speak with him to this day. It was just one of those situations that couldn't be avoided.
I completely understand.